everybody, welcome to our section 7.5 lecture video on consumer applications. We're going to look at sales tax, tips, discounts, and simple interest today. So it's extremely practical math. You guys cannot come back and say, Miss Foster, when are we going to use this? Because everything that we're talking about in this section is extremely practical. So let's get going. First thing we're going to look at is sales tax and total price. So this is when you buy an item and you have a little bit of sales tax added on to it. So to find the amount of sales tax that you're paying, all you're going to do is take the tax rate and multiply that by the price of the item. Okay, now that tax rate is going to be a percent. You'll convert your percent to a decimal and go from there, okay? Now, the total price of the item, the amount that you're going to pay, is going to take the price of the item, and then we're going to add the sales tax in. So the sales tax makes things more expensive, not less expensive. Okay? So a quick example for us. An iPad Air retails for $299.99. Try to give you a more realistic price for something. Find the amount of sales tax and the total price if our sales tax rate is 6.5%. All right, so let's see. If you want to find the sales tax amount for that item, what we're going to do is take the tax rate, which is 6.5%, and multiply that by the price of the item, which is $299.99. So to do the arithmetic here, you will need to convert the percent to a decimal. So 6.5% is the same thing as 0.065 as a decimal. And so you're going to do 0.065 times 299.99. And if you type that into your calculator, you're going to get 19.49935. Now, we are talking about money, which means that we should be rounding to the nearest cent, because we're talking about dollars and cents. You can't pay 0.49935 with regular cash. So you're going to round that to the nearest cent, which is the hundredths place here. So one decimal place over is a 9, so it would round up. So that 49 is going to round up to a 50. So that's going to be $19.50 for your sales tax. If you want to find your total price, because it did ask for both, to do your total price, you just add the price of the item and the sales tax together. So our total price equals the price of the item, which is $299.99. And we'll add in our sales tax, which is $19.50. And if you add those two things together, we'll get a total price of $319.49. So that's what that looks like to find sales tax and to find total price. Next up, tipping. To find the amount that you're leaving as a tip, you'll do your tip percentage, whether you want to leave a 10% or a 15% or 20%, whatever percentage of tip you want to leave, and you'll multiply that by the price that you've paid. Total price, again, we're going to add that in, so we'll have the price of whatever you've paid, and we'll add in the tip. Most commonly, this is at restaurants, so that's what I have for our example here. You and two friends eat at a restaurant together. The total bill is $42.38. Estimated 15% tip by rounding the price of the bill to the nearest $10. Alright, so let's round to the nearest $10. $42.38 rounded to the nearest 10th place would be about $40. Okay? Then we want to estimate a 15% tip. So you're doing $40 times 15% times, because 10% of something is pretty easy to find, right? 10% would just be moving your decimal place over once. So 10% of 40 would be 4. 5% is half of that. So half of 10%, half of the 4 would be 2. And 4 plus 2 would be about a $6 tip. So that's how you can do it with some mental math, in case you do not have a calculator on you, or you don't feel like getting it out of your pocket. That's an easy way to do it, okay? Find the exact amount for a 15% tip. All right, so we're going to find the exact amount. So I'm going to do $42.38. And I'm going to multiply it by my tip percent, which is 15%. So I'm going to multiply it by 0.15. If you type that in your calculator, you're going to get $6.36 as a tip. Okay? What is the total amount paid? So if you want the total, total is a really indication that we're adding. And we can also look up here. The total price is the price plus the tip. We're going to do that. We're going to add our tip in. The price of the meal was $42.38. And then we're going to add in our tip, which is $6.36. When you add these two together, it'll give you a total of $48.74. All right, last thing says, if you and your 2 friends decide to split the bill and the tip equally, how much would each person pay? So you're splitting that total amount equally. So there's you and 2 friends. So how many people are there? There's 3 people, guys. Okay? So if you want to split it equally, what we're going to do is take that total amount, $48.74, and we're going to divide it by the 3 people that are eating at the restaurant together. Okay? And we're going to round that amount to the nearest cent. So when you take 48.74 and you divide by 3 and you round it to the nearest tenth or nearest cent, what do you get? You should get $16.25. You'll pay an extra penny, but it'll be all right, okay? So that's what it looks like. All right, next up, let's talk about sales, because that's always fun to go into a store and something's on sale. So that's what we're looking at here is discounts and sale prices. So let's see, to find a discount, this is how much off from the original price something is. You'll take your discount rate, which again will be a percent that you'll convert to a decimal, and you'll multiply that by the price of the item. Okay? Your sale price, things should be getting less expensive if they're on sale. Are we okay with that idea? Good. So what you should be to find your sales price is you're going to take the price of the item and you're going to subtract the discount. You do not add it to make it more expensive. You subtract that discount to make it less expensive. All right, so let's try one. A $50 dress is on sale for 30% off. Find the discount and find the sale price. Alrighty, so if I want to find the discount, what I'm going to do is take my $50 dress and I'm going to multiply it by 30%, so I'm going to multiply it by 0.3. So 50 times 0.3, that would be a $15 discount. What's the sale price going to be? So to find the price, the sale price, you would take the original price, which is $50, and then you'll subtract that discount. You'll subtract the 15, and 50 minus 15 would give you a sale price of $35. All right. Now, I will say in this section, very, very careful about what the question is asking for, because sometimes it asks for both, like I am, but sometimes it only asks for the sale price, or it only asks for the discount. Okay, and it's going to do this throughout the whole section, where sometimes it asks for the sales tax or the total price, or sometimes it just asks for the tips versus how much does each person pay. So be really careful when you're reading your questions this week, okay? Let's do another one. Example 4 says an $80 pair of shoes is on sale for $15 off. What is the discount rate? And what is the sale price? So let's just answer one question at a time. What is the discount rate? So my equation says that discount rate times price equals the discount. Let's start there. So I'm just going to substitute the things I know and solve for what I don't know. So the discount would be how much off it is. So it's $15 off. My discount is $15. The discount rate is what I don't know. So I'm just going to put an X with a little percent so I remember that it's a percent. And then the original price of the shoes is $80. So I've got 15 equals X percent times 80. If I want to solve for X, I'll divide both sides by 80. And so then I'm going to get 0.1875 equals X percent. Now if I round that to the nearest percent, first off I need to convert it from a decimal to a percent, which means multiplying by 100, moving your decimal place over 2 spots. So I'm going to get 18.75. Then that 7 is going to round it up. So it's going to be about 19%. Then it says, what is the sale price? So to find the sale price, I do the price of the item, which is $80, and then I subtract the discount, so I'm going to subtract $15. And 80 minus 15 is going to be $65.